Hey everyone. Hey everyone. Sorry, I am late. I woke up late from a nap and decided to get some ice cream, so I went and got some ice cream. So, anyways, I'll wait for a few of you to come in or not. Apologize about being late. But yeah, there's probably a few different topics I want to talk about. Mainly what ties into is the due process, and I believe how that's important. Hey Rachel, how are you? So, what I'm gonna do here is, I don't know, so many people been getting struck for showing articles and different stuff. What I'm going to do is, maybe show you guys. I'll just show up. I think it's important enough. So, this is my opinion. A girl is getting railroaded in Idaho, kind of similar to where Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell is at the moment. Sorry guys, just one second. Let me put this ice cream away. All right, sorry about that. So I just want to share an article with you guys real quick and kind of get your opinions. Um, Basically, from the gist of it, this lady was having some mental health issues going on or something, and the cops were called on her, and she had a machete. She was trying to get away or something, and one cop called for backup and he used his taser on this woman. But while he was using his tasers, I believe another cop came and ran him over and killed him, or killed him. And so now they are charging her with involuntary manslaughter, which I think is a joke. But let me read this with you. Actually, maybe I'll just share it. Let me see if I can share this with you guys. Uh oh. I don't. Shoot. So I'm not sure if you guys can see it okay or not. Uh, Let me go back to StreamYard here. All right, you guys should be able to see. So I just want to read this article and kind of get your guys' thoughts. And I want to talk about this lady, how she's been railroaded, and then we can catch up on the Watts and what's going on there. But I feel like at the moment this is kind of important with the due process and like how a lot of people feel like Chris got railroaded or not. So let me read this to you guys. Woman charged with causing the death of a deputy white Mazer appears in court. So you can go to YouTube. I don't think this video is too much significant. It's just her reviewing the case. So Idaho Falls, 9 months ago, Barnfield County Sheriff's Deputy White Mazer died while on duty on Wednesday. The woman accused of inadvertently causing his death appeared in court. Jenna Holmes, 35, was a bright green jumpsuit as she sat through the first day of her preliminary hearing. Bonneville court prosecutors charged Holmes with the felony of involuntary manslaughter and aggravated assault. Prosecutors say Holmes allegedly created a scene that led to Mazer's death, resulting in the charges. Mazer's widow sat in the courtroom dressed up in blue as she listed the proceedings, briefly leaving the courtroom as prosecutors played body and dash cam videos up from that morning. During the hearing, several people testified on the events of May 18, 2020. The incident began after the witness at Camp Butters called 911 early that morning, saying he saw an overturned car along the side of Bone Road and a woman walking away wielding a machete. The road winds through the rural area less than 10 miles east of Ammon in the foothills. Deputy Benjamin Botcher arrived at the scene first around 5:20 a.m. He found Bodar's distraught home yelling and swinging a weapon. I never seen a witness or seen anything like this in my life, but Bodars testified. Bodars asked how he could help. Botcher asked him to drive down the road, block traffic. Botcher and deal with home just days earlier in the crisis center at Idaho Falls. He told the woman that he was there to help and asked her to put down the machete. In the body camera video shown in the court, Butcher followed Holmes as he radioed to the other units that he was a mile south of where his patrol vehicle was parked. He eventually said that Holmes was running south of Bone Road. However, Butcher was wrong. He and Holmes were actually half a mile to a mile northwest of his patrol vehicle as the woman ran northwest. I just lost my bearing directions because of the chaotic incident, Butcher said in court. In the minutes that followed, Butcher kept talking to Holmes, saying she could trust him as he appeared calm. Down Butcher code 4, which he said mean could handle the situation during this. Butcher had his taser drawn and kept his distance from Holmes. Meanwhile, Bodars did not leave the scene to go block traffic. Instead, he crept down the road in front of Holmes. Butcher continued to yell for Bodars to drive nearby intersection to stop traffic. It was not clear Bodars heard Butcher's instructions due to the windy conditions. Bodar kept communicating with Holmes, whose statements were difficult to understand on the video. Two other vehicles were also passed by the incident unfold. Around 5:20 a.m., Mazer arrived. He jumped out of his patrol SUV and put himself 10 feet away from Holmes. Botcher told him to get back and give space to apparently confused Holmes. While Mazer Botcher dealt with Holmes, Sergeant Randy Flegel also drove towards the escalating scene. At some point, Holmes, in the raising a machete while running towards Mazer, promoting him to draw his gun. Holmes also seen hitting the truck belonging to the Buttars. Then, without warning, the blue and red lights of Flegel SUV appear on the corner of Mazer's body camera. Before it went dark, Flegel had just hit Mazer, killing him. Timestamps on Mazer's body camera showed Mazer had only been seen for about a minute before his death. In the seconds just before Mazer was hit, Botcher pulled the trigger of his taser's Holmes, sending her to the ground for about a minute. Holmes was repeatedly shocked as deputies tried to gain what prosecutors call compliance. Botcher said he continued to employ the taser because Holmes kept trying to grab the machete. The video stops when Butcher places in handcuffs on Holmes. Mazer died at the scene and an ambulance took his body to Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center. Deputies also called in the Idaho State Police to investigate. So, as you guys can see, how crazy life can be in a police officer being charged for involuntary manslaughter. So, what's your guys' views on what happened from that article? Yeah, she's very lucky she didn't get shot. I mean, yeah, that would be pretty scary having a machete like that coming after you. But do you think it's the right thing to do to charge this lady that certainly had some mental issues going on? Yeah, and she was out on the highway somewhere, I believe. But again, I feel like this woman's being railroaded through our judicial system, something she didn't do. Yeah, she needed help and was having issues. It's unfortunate what happened to the police officer, but blaming her for uh, another person's errors, kind of stupid. Do you guys feel like Idaho is taking the right procedures about it, or do you think this is wrong? Yeah, no, I agree. Different, yeah, definitely prayers to the police family. That's very hurtful and frustrating losing, you know, a spouse, partner, father. Shakur, mm, kind of, yeah, it's going through the court system right now. It's not a closed case, but I just happened to see it on Eastern Idaho News and thought this lady was being railroaded for somebody else's mistake. So, again, my whole thing, kind of with everything going on, it's about the judicial system and having correct due process. And, something like this, lady was obviously having some mental health problems. And then next thing you know, she's being charged for involuntary manslaughter when she just probably needed help. It's frustrating. Hey, Weki Game, how are you? So, so here, let me drop the link in case if some of you guys want to give your point of view on that. Also, I haven't really been listening to what's going on Watts Island, so maybe you guys can give some information there. But yeah, do you think this lady should be charged for I can't even speak tonight, manslaughter? I think it's like 10 years is the max of what she's being charged with. But yeah, there's the link if you guys want to come up or not. But again, my whole thing is due process and make sure everyone that's presumed innocent till convicted guilty is they get that due process regardless of the crime and be treated fairly. Well, thanks for coming, Wicked Game. Yeah, appreciate you being here. Um, let's see. It's let me see if I can type in her name here. I don't know, but just kind of what I read and tell from YouTube and stuff in the comments that she got railroaded. Uh, no partners in crime. She was being tased, and a police officer ran over another police officer when they were trying to detain her. So that's her name. That should help to find her or not, but I don't know. I think it's an interesting case, and it'll be fun to watch through the process. But I just with the due process and everything, I kind of felt like it was important, like what Watts went through, and so the due process. Um, Again, that kind of it's funny how once you get in the system of like a speeding ticket or some other thing, how very difficult it is to get out. So basically, a short story about me is I received a DUI in 2016. Um, I volunteered for um, court probation or drug court. Sorry, was not very successful at that. Um, I was granted to do rehabilitation after doing half of my sentence, which was a year, so 6 months in jail. And then I went from Utah to Florida, did the program here within 10 months, so I actually did longer than what I could originally done. And November 5th, 2018, I was granted a driver's license here in Florida. In July 2020, after I filed a motion to have a reduction on my DUI from a felony to misdemeanor, and then somehow with court paperwork or something, Florida got wind of it and pulled my driver's license for 6 months. And now with that, I had to do a DUI driving class, and I have to go through counseling till May and just dump a whole lot of money into it. So it's in a way it's frustrating how once you get in the system and trying to get out, it's obtainable, but it's kind of makes you wonder how much money you got to throw at it. So what brings us to quittable Watts. Do you think he is gonna be awarded his 35C? Do you think it's just all smoke? What's your guys' view on it? Or drop the link. Do any of you know anything about the lawyers supposedly that are going to work for him? I believe there's 4 from what Lana said. But again, this is kind of what I'm telling you through my personal experience about due process, and so people don't get railroaded. Okay, Bumblebee, I'm glad he's going for the 35C, and is it November? I guess Lana was saying that he'll be they'll be signing in the paperwork or something. And do you guys know if he's still at Dodge or if he's been transported back to Colorado? I really don't know what's going on. That is a good question, Tammy. I believe what they're trying to do on the grounds is get him a reduction in the sentence or a whole new trial. Welcome back, Melissa. I'm reading the story you just told real quick. So she's partially being prosecuted for his. Yes, yes, he is. Has to be filed by November. Shakur, get me one, Melissa. Oh, I just had ice cream. Probably melted by the time I get done, but sure is good. So I was thinking strawberry and cream. There's a video of Gina. She introduced them, I believe. It's happening because strange things are happening with the discovery. Is that with Rachel, the Chris Watts, or a different case? So, but kind of, what's your guys' thoughts? Is all this drama necessary? What's going on surrounding this case? You know, it's very horrific what happened to those poor babies and Shanann and Nico. But how I guess we're all kind of being sucked to one side or the other instead of working to find out what happened exactly. We're kind of torn apart. This reminds me too of the Darlie Routier. I believe Darlie's guilty, and there's people think she's innocent. this has been going on for 24 years. She's been incarcerated. Yeah, Shakur, it's crazy, all the drama and everything that's going on. Rachel, I can't type half the time anyways, but I think it'll be nice once in November the paperwork's turned in and everything like that, so we can maybe in a way get closure or get more information. So just kind of depending on what the judge awards him. So again, my thing is they just got to have really, really decent, good arguments for the 35C to be awarded. Again, it's very difficult once you get in the judicial system and to appeal a motion or anything like that to be granted. You really have to have some good grounds on it or not. So I hope so too, Bumblebee. That's for sure. I think the drama is just beginning. Imagines of the trial would be the biggest huge trial since OJ. Oh no, for sure, Tammy. It'd definitely be up there. Be really high. Um, again, this is just my opinion on what I felt. After nearly a decade of being with Shanann and her Type A personality and just how she pushed and pushed, he finally snapped. But as far as having somebody else helping him, I'm not sure on that. Just from his confession, I feel like he has done something, but to how far is what I don't know. But again, that reminds me of another case that happened in Utah. The kid's name's Colin Haney. He shot four people. One survived, which was his dad, and he's waiting for trial and everything too. But what pushed the poor kid to do that? As far as like Chris, why you know did he snap like this if that's what happened, and did the horrific thing that he did? Has anyone heard anything else with Lana as far as paperwork or the website or anything? Um, I again, I kind of been out of the loop a little bit, not sure what's going on, but I keep everyone referring to Watts Island. Um, again, I hope just for all of us that Chris is awarded his 35C, and just so that way we can get more information. Now, now I'm not trying to say is you know he didn't do it or he's innocent. I just want to have more details or answers that happened August 13th. Uh, what website did you check out, Rachel? Oh, so officially it's up in a nonprofit then? Sorry guys, just reading your chats. I'm not very good at multitasking. But oh, maybe I'll do this real quick. This was kind of disturbing to me while I kind of think Shanann played a big part in what happened to her. Let me see if I can find it here. Share the video with you guys. Yeah, so sorry trying to upload a video to share to you guys again. But this video kind of helped me wonder that, yeah, maybe he got pushed too much and was neglected. I probably won't share the whole thing, but I just want to show you where my reasoning came.
Tail at checkers. He's not very happy about it. He looks at it and says, what just happened? So I just got done doing a three-way. While the kids are in school, I'm doing three-ways and playing checkers with Chris, because that's what we do. Trying to see my next move. Decisions. Right, Chris?
Yeah, you make a comeback.
Sorry, guys. Let's back up the camera. What should I move, you guys? I need another king. Let's just move this one right here. Hey, Danielle. Hey, Caitlin. Hey, Keith. Let's see what Mr. Christopher is going to do. Dude, you just set yourself up to be jumped again. Do you realize this? No one likes sore losers, Christopher. No sore losers. He just says, I'm just going to get jumped anyway. That's a sore loser. Hey, Sharon. So we're playing checkers. I just got done doing a three-way call. I love being able to work and have fun. Seriously, dude? Are you just wanting to get jumped? Oh, hey, Danielle. What did you just do? I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at my live feed. How many did you jump? 2?
I jumped that whole diagonal line.
But you jumped 2. You can't jump 4 legs. Right.
You can jump that whole line.
No, you can't. You can't move from here to there. All right, guys. I think he's cheating. Nick, help me out here. He just jumped 4 spots. When you jump, you can go back and forth, but you still got to jump over people. You can, but only jumping 1 spot. If there was 2 people there, you could have jumped 2 of those little. Yeah, I think you need to YouTube that because you're wrong, dude. Put my man back. Let's play this back again for this live feed. You guys tell me if I'm wrong or if he's wrong. So there's Chris's king. And he's trying to literally just take his king and jump over 2 spots to take my man. Keith said you cheated. It's not chess. Thank you, Keith. Oh, that's awesome, Nick. I am very competitive. So, but I don't like cheaters either. Yeah, I agree, Danielle. He's wrong. You can go back and forth as a king, but you can't jump 2 blank spots. That's cheating. Well, I'm teaching you the right way. We got to teach our kids the right way, dude. Thanks, guys. They all called you out, dude. Okay, now move. I think I have a sore loser on my hands here. Hey, Kaylee. So I'm sitting here playing checkers while working because, that's how we do it. Chris is being a sore loser. Hey, Nick, we got to come up here one night with Amanda and just the 4 of us. Maybe when it's that live band on Thursdays and play some checkers. Decisions. Yeah, we're at Flatirons. We had lunch at Bad Daddy's while the kids are in school. And king me. I can't use bad language on Facebook. We're just hanging out. We should have Amanda play hooky one day and us just all go hang out somewhere. Hey, Jen. I don't know what the beer garden is. Never heard of it. But we like the Flatirons. Just there's plenty of stuff for the kids to do too. You chasing at me, you little. It's okay. I got you. Hey, April. You can king yourself. Oh, cool. Yeah, I love the live music. And Saturdays is over at the Orchard. I have all you guys on because I want to make sure Chris doesn't continue trying to cheat. Right, Chris? They're watching you, dude. Are you off today, Nick? Mm-hmm. Nice. Did you go? Hey, Michelle. Hey, Taylor. Hey, April. I'm playing checkers with my cheating husband. He's a cheater. Right, Chris? Yep, you don't make up rules. Fair. Go ahead, king yourself. And I'll king myself. Yep. We're both competitive, except for I always win. That's how we keep our marriage straight. I always win. This game may be still going on when we pick up the kids. All right, guys, I think I'm probably boring you guys. If Chris tries to cheat again, I will definitely hop on here for you guys to fix it.
All right, so her video is gonna end right there. I didn't really.
My computer went haywire on me. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Not sure what went on with my computer, but how did that make you guys feel watching those two supposedly enjoy each other's company? I find it kind of very disturbing myself, which again leads me to the way um, of her not treating him right. Yeah, I know. Well, I'm talking to you from my phone right now, I think. So my computer like froze or something. So just one sec. Okay, let me close this out. Sorry guys, having technical difficulties. But how did that make you guys feel watching that? You know, isn't that kind of, let's see, can you guys hear me? All right. All right. All right. Sorry, just one sec. Trying to get this under control. All right. Hopefully you only see one of me now. So what is your guys' view or thoughts on that video? You should only be hearing one person now. Hopefully. Sorry, I'm turning my phone off so I don't get double the feedback here. But that video to me was very disturbing based on what I went through when I was married during that time and how my ex-wife loved being on her phone. I mean, maybe it's just hard of letting go with technology and this is just the new norm for us. Instead of, talking to each other face to face or spending time, it's just adding more issues and difficulties to their marriage. Playing checkers, that should have been a fun time of just where, you can enjoy with each other. Yeah, if you're at work, I'd answer your phone call or something. But instead of live streaming everything, and then how she kind of belittled him a little bit, calling him a sore loser. And I guess where he might have triple jumped or whatever, maybe they should have went over the rules before so he understood them better or not. I agree, Rachel. She put more into the game instead of studio. But to me, that again, that's kind of um, what leads me to maybe he got tired of it and just snapped. If you guys would like to come on the panel and talk, love to hear from you. But it's I think actually today society, things are getting a lot easier for cops to solve crimes, especially with all the new technology and video cameras putting up everywhere. And also with smartphones or devices, they're able to track everyone's movement and GPS. So, kind of which brings me back to talk about NK for a minute. Yeah, her phone pinged, but what other data that shows in the discovery that she was in the house at that time when it happened? Or what other information could be there to prove she was there? You have a lot of people saying she was there and she helped. Well, what actual information do you have on that? I'm not saying she wasn't there at all. I'm just curious what solid proof information that you guys have to show that she was there that night and helped do this horrendous crime. Uh, I think maybe 2000, late 2017. I'd be wrong. Let me look. I'm not sure when that was filmed. Or do you guys know what year the Checker film was? I don't know, to be honest with you. I think 2017, 2018. Tammy, I personally, I believe she wasn't there. The reason why I say that is if you were to look at GPS and how we're so easily be tracked, if you want to look at the Doomsday couple, Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell, and how close they were able to get to knowing what Alex Cock was and to go and dig there. So I kind of even last month, every month I get like an email showing by my GPS on what cities I have been in or not. So I think there would have been pretty easy to locate her if she was there or not, unless she left her phone and had like a backup phone or something there. Yeah, Wicked Game. He does look fed up, that's for sure. But yeah, so that's kind of, again, I'd be wrong. I don't really know. I would like some more information. But again, with the GPS and how it can get you so close to an area where a person's been within like 3 feet or something, that's pretty compelling evidence. Only but there's 25 masks in Frederick and K could have been driving anywhere. Yeah, that's again, pings, they're not really that reliable, but as you can look with the GPS and where people have been or not exactly, they should have been able to get her exactly. Daffodil, I'm pretty sure they would have been able to figure out her GPS locations pretty easily. But unless she left her phone somewhere else and took like a backup phone or something, I just don't really see why she would be there. But again, there's other people on the other side of the argument can argue just as well that she was there and it's a big hoax. You're probably right. She could have been ruled out because of NA. It's very possible. Like with all the vibance and the signals and stuff that Chris was getting, while he was at work, like what was going on? Yeah, that's true. What game? LE can pinpoint the location of a cell within 3 meters. Yeah, and so as you can see, phones are very accurate, and that's again how the Doomsday couple, Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell, how they found the two kids, Tylee and or is it Riley? But the two kids that were missing, they were able to find them. But also, it's kind of interesting too, thinking of this. If you talk about MLM markets, like how many people, get murdered they're associated with the MLMs, because you got the Alexa Sharkey, she did the scanner, things like that. So, and I believe there was an earlier case that was a guy or a female that worked for Thrive in 2011, 2012. Let's see. On honest question, please don't bash me. Does anyone besides me think that it's possible that NA is or was a little? Yeah, no. There's been a theory about that Wiki game. If you were to go to J for Justice and there's some videos or whatever on NA's GPS and Vibance going on and off. They actually believe she spent the night there. Instead of going through the front door, she entered the basement through the back door and spent the night there, and her son ended up driving their car home. The book, because of the dogs were alerted to tied with her, mentioning the amount of Lana's videos where she proved NK and SW's phone while at the office. Yeah, Lana, she's dug a lot of stuff up that kind of stirred the pot and making other people emotionally upset about it. And yeah, Lana's definitely taking some heat, but because of her, she did get a lawyer and everything. We would find out who, what the truth is going to be or not. Because, I mean, that's the important thing, is find out what actually happened that night. Yeah, they found me. But it makes you wonder, too, with NA, the phone call and what happened earlier that morning, why she called. And again, why was she so worried, unless, because SW was pregnant or not, what was going on exactly? It's just mind-blowing to me. Normally, maybe like a day or two or something, but how quickly she responds or not to check up or not. Okay, Daffodil, you got me. So, well, also you can take in fact too. Again, personally, I haven't read the Discovery. I really don't know what information's in Discovery. I'm just going off information that's been presented or not. So I'm not an expert with the case. There's no tidbits here like you guys. So, but she was worried about being arrested when the police officers were trying to get her in to talk. Mr. Film Pack, why do you think they won't release her GPS or data? Do you think it's for privacy, or do you feel like there's still an ongoing investigation? Yeah, in case she was a very good talker. She knew how to seduce the men pretty good, as you can see with Agent Kovac. She was pretty smooth at, talking to him and all. Sandy Streams tried to hide the fact that she rang the school. She rang Chris, but didn't ring Shanann. Yeah, that's working too with Shanann's mom, Sandy, and being looked up and knowing what happened to her daughter or not, or just having that intuition, I guess. I'm not a parent, so I wouldn't know things like that or have an idea. but it's just like one of the strangest thing. I don't know if it's. I work for a company that's owned by an Italian family, and they're always joking around like, when we have to go somewhere to make a delivery of like makeup or something, they'll point their fingers like a gun and say, "Get in the trunk of the car," or just do random silly things like that. But I don't know if her being a. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought here. Uh, I don't know with I don't know. You know, again, there's just so many questions and what's going on with this case and what we're hoping for or not. I think we're getting one step closer with uh, CW finally having some lawyers now and knowing 2 out of the 4 who are. What do you guys think about the lawyers that uh, uh, Lana was able to retain? Have any of you guys looked in or information on them? The only thing I can see Mr. Film Pack is probably maybe it's privacy, you know, where they go out and edit like people's names and phone numbers and stuff before they give a paperwork out or not, just to keep it private. Again, I could be wrong. What are you guys talking about here? I'm in my own little world. But again, here's the link if one you guys like to um, drop on or not. But again, with Watts Island, what's going on, it's pretty awful. I believe, again, we're a little bit closer to the truth. Um, I think that's great. CW has retained some lawyers, and we have a timeline on when the 35C needs to be filed. So, again, if we can all just be patient, not make assumptions, we're getting closer to the truth than what happened that night. Whether CW did it all by himself or NK or someone else was in there, we should be able to have a better understanding. Yeah, that's right, Tammy. It was only her son had a learner's permit. So I don't know. Again, it's hard to say what could happen or not. No, that's probably very true. Like if you were involved or something. But um, again, it's very interesting. On Netflix, it's called The Innocent Projects, and it's taking people's stories that were wrongfully convicted and being released out of jail. It's really good if you guys get the chance to watch it. But here, I'm gonna drop the link in, so if someone would like to come up, you're more than welcome to. Um, Again, I think Chris is partially guilty. Whether if he did everything by himself or not, I don't know. Again, my theory is Shanann treated him like crap. He had enough. Met a woman that was treating him pretty good. And while they were having their arguments, August 13th, he snapped and took her out and the kids possibly. But that's just my theory. I could be wrong. I believe that Tommy, Graham, and Dave made an error on judgment releasing the Wisconsin interview. Chris is a lot smarter than they thought. All these confessions and no truths to them. It's probably true, Heart of the Lion. Maybe he's just doing that to keep everyone confused. Even with the people supposedly that are talking to him right now, how many different answers he's been giving. I mean, you got Heather saying one thing, and then you had KK saying another.
And, it kind of leaves us all dangling. Like, what is it? What's the truth here? And again, with the 35C, I believe we're getting closer to the truth. But again, it's going to take some time. Again, the timeline, the paperwork has to be filed in November. And so I think sometime of the year 2022, he'll have his hearing and we'll see if he was granted his 35C or not. No, yeah, but Chris is very smart. I guess on the video was saying he had an IQ of 140. My IQ is probably, I don't know, 10. So, but I'm glad you agree with me, Rachel, that he snapped. But that's, again, the reason why I wanted to show that Checkers video, just to show how he was treated. Another thing that kind of reminds me, too, is that Christmas video of 2017. How horrible was that for those kids? I mean, being terrified of Santa Claus and just being traumatized more by forcing him to sit on his lap and everything. Exactly, Cooter, he played the blinder. There was no evidence against him. No DNA, no crime scene. They don't even know where the crime scene was. If it was at the house or at Survey 319. Bumblebee, when do you think we'll hear about it? Do you think it'll be towards the end of this year or the beginning of next year on the decision of the 35C? You're right, Mr. Film Pack. They did call him Rain Man. Like, when it came to technical things like cars, obviously it was a master mechanic. Loved to do that. But it just seems like common sense sometimes people can't understand, or basic concept of everyday living. Did they ever test the girls' bed sheets or anything, or maybe it's been sealed that they put in the plastic bags? Do any of you guys know? What's very creepy to me now is, when you got people going by, but yet the kid's swing set in the very back is still there. That gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know where Melissa went. That's a good question. Hopefully she'll come back or not. But I mean, the videos, during that time or not may not seem like much, but as you kind of start to look and observe how the kids, being kids and honest, they react around their parents and all. Oh, yeah, he did some laundry that night, that's for sure. OCD characteristics. That's a pretty crazy crime scene for the doctor, not the doctors, the police to go through and not really have anything there. Oh yeah, no, definitely wicked games for sure. Like your father, they can take a puzzle and solve it pretty easily, but how do you open a wrapper to get to the chocolate candy bar or something? May be tough for some people. I don't know why you put the sheet in the bin or just didn't wash it. That's a good question, Daffodils. Who knows? That's another thing too, is the crime scene and how long it was officially a crime scene. It was pretty short. I kind of makes me wonder what Larry, the politician, said about, there being a higher corruption or something going on. decision. It takes 63 time period. What do you mean, Bumblebee's like 63 weeks, 63 days? That's funny. Good one, Wicked. Yeah. Schematic on how to tie your shoes or not. Oh, 63 days? Okay. So roughly over about 3 months. So should we say April or late March or early April of 2022? He should have an answer. Does that sound about right to you guys? If they the paperwork gets filed on time and processed? How about this, guys? Hit a 1 if you think Chris will win the 35C, or hit 2 if you think he won't be awarded the 35C. Kind of curious what you guys think. All right, so we got a 2, 1. Looks like it's about pretty even. Looks like starting to see more 2s than 1. The Bumblebee, the question is, hit 1 if you think Chris will be awarded the 35C. Hit 2 if you believe he won't win the 35C. It looks like it's about pretty even with the 1 and 2s. I'm gonna say 2 for myself. I want it to be 1, but just my experience with the judicial system and how hard it is for people to be awarded motions, where usually they get denied most of the time. So I'm gonna go with 95% certain that it will be denied. But again, I believe they can take the final motion in a higher court to appeal it. I'd be wrong on that or not. Yeah, no, it's definitely possible, but it just, again, going back to the original judge in the same court, it's definitely an uphill battle. So, do you guys think um, one of his co-workers could have been involved? Hey there. Thanks for dropping in, Mind Challenge. We were actually talking about Chris filing the 35C, and we did a little survey on whether who would support it or not. So it turned out to be, I think, pretty close to 50-50. About half the people in here think he'll win the 35, others don't. I've heard that there was evidence that wasn't tested for DNA. That's probably true, Wicked. We don't know what's in the full discovery until that gets released or not. There's 2 that could fall. So, but again, my opinion is you have to, have pretty good grounds for his argument, which, there may be. Um, Again, it'll be interesting next year to hear what the judge says or not. But again, just drop the link if anyone would like to come up. You're more than welcome to. Bumblebee told Tammy Lee they asked him multiple times he wanted to. Um, that's another thing too. Do you guys hit a one if you think Chris was pretty traumatized about what happened, wasn't thinking clearly, and should have got a lawyer, or two, do you think he was sound and knew what he was doing? So, again, one, if you think Chris was traumatized, not thinking too clearly, or two, that he was thinking clearly. Hey, I'm sorry, Wicked, um, about that. No, everyone's opinions is welcome here. As you can see, don't put up with bullying and all. Listen, 1.5. Oh wow! So a lot of people concur that he was traumatized, huh? And again, I think that could be very possible. Like when I was a kid, like I nearly drowned. I was in Missouri, and it was the springtime, so there was a big runoff, and I got too close to the water, and a wave came and splashed me in, and you know, I went down for a couple of seconds and came up, and my dad, he grabbed me, he saved my life, but I could tell I was traumatized by that incident, even though I don't remember the details. Like, I hate getting water in my ears or putting my head too long in water. It terrifies me to be around water. So, again, I can remember maybe CW knew that something was up going on, but to the details, he might have a hard time. So, no, Wicked, you're fine. If you need a vent or talk about what happened, please feel free to do so. No one's here to judge you or not. My biggest problem from the start is the judge saying that Shanann died as the result of the termination. Yet we were told coffin birth can't be both. I don't know. That's a good point, Lionheart. Yeah, Melissa. Wasn't it like 3 weeks, 2 weeks ago that happened to you? Great word. Yeah, no. I think some of us we used to be go to some of the bigger YouTube creators and eventually got the boot. But of course, some of us started our own channels and bada bing, bada boom. Here we are still talking about it. But I hope that makes sense by sharing the checkers video and how Shanann was with Chris and how she treated him and spending too much time on her phone and not spending quality time with him and how that could build up resentment and, you know, being belittled all the time. After a while, enough was enough. Oh, the re technique. I think he could persuade. What's the re technique? I remember hearing about it, but I'm not. Uh, oh, is that where the re technique they talk about some type of crime or whatever, try to get emotional reaction out of them? Hey, Murphy's Law, how are ya? Um, hold on, guys. My laptop's gonna die, so I'm gonna switch my phone here. So just give me 1 second. All right, guys. Sorry about that. My laptop is starting to die. I'm outside and don't have a way to charge it at the moment. So, but what are your guys' thoughts on Shanann and Chris? Do you think they were a loving couple? Do you think she was verbally, emotionally, physically abusive towards him, or do you think he was verbally abusive towards her? What's your guys' thoughts? Personally, I think she was verbally and physical abusive towards him. And again, he snapped and things went wrong. Oh, really? Hardline in the Russell Weave? Huh, interesting. But again, that's with the due process and start out earlier talking about the Jenna Holmes in Idaho, where she's being charged for involuntary manslaughter because of a police officer trying to get her under control, ends up running another police officer. It's just mind boggling to me on how they can prosecute with some of the stuff or not. Hey, Melissa,
Hi, Cooter.
how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm feeling a little sassy.
I like it. I dig it. As we all should on a Saturday night.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so
what?
I think to answer your question is that Shanann was probably the first, and I apologize if there's an echo, but Shanann was probably the first actual, real, legitimate relationship he has ever had. I think Chris was probably extremely inexperienced. And so when he met Shanann, he probably fell head over heels in love with her. And he didn't know better. And I'm not saying that she may have been different in the beginning. I'm not saying I think she was like this in the beginning, because I know a lot of girls who will put on a facade, and then once they get the guy in the right place, they'll just leave their job and no longer care so much about the image of being perfect, and their real true self comes out. But I think over time, just like other girls I know, she no longer worked. She all of a sudden was about this thrive and how it cured all of her sicknesses and all these issues with his family. And I think it's not one big thing that did it. I think it's like little chips every now and then, just chipping away, chipping away, chipping away at him. And he wasn't the kind that would ever speak out. And I eventually think it got him to the point where when he met NK, she portrayed everything that he didn't have with Shanann. She portrayed everything that Shanann wasn't. And that's what made him fall head over heels for her and obsessed with her. And I think she played into that more. I think NK saw what she symbolized for him and she fed it, and she fed into him. Um, I don't even remember what the original question was, but yeah, that was my input.
No,
I'm like, where was I going with this?
yeah, no, and that's very possible after, being treated one way for so long, then all of a sudden, another person takes interest in you and treats you a completely different way. Yeah, of course it's gonna make you go crazy.
Yeah, he never knew any different. I don't think he ever had the experience to realize what is an appropriate way to treat someone, what is an inappropriate way to treat someone, what your boundaries are in a relationship, what you're willing to accept and not accept from someone. And so with Shanann, I think he was very quiet, very timid, wouldn't speak out even if he did think there was something wrong with the relationship or what something she was doing. And that just made her even more domineering, even more in control, because she took advantage of that. Now, I'm trying to figure out, okay, I understand she's putting the best foot forward in front of those cameras, and she cared very much about the image. But was she that blind that you can't see that someone is miserable? Like, are you not connected with that person, that the person you're married to the point where you can't actually feel their emotions and feel that they are not happy? Like, I struggle
Well,
with that.
that's the point. She's so connected on her phone and what's going on in the digital world to notice what's happening in her marriage. But what I don't understand is with her talking to a lawyer at some sushi place or something
Right,
before
right.
about divorce, and then flip flopping, wanting to keep things together.
Oh,
Personally, I think maybe that had to do with the financial, and just
oh,
she was pregnant with another kid on the way, scared her to death.
I could tell you absolutely what happened. What happened is she started seeing the control slipping from her. She started realizing that she could no longer get him to do as she says with the little tap of her finger. So as that control started to slip, she started to realize, okay, I need to actually figure out my options. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to like cook pretzels for my daughter at the same time, so I'm sorry
Oh
if like
no, go
I'm
ahead.
um and so that's, I'm still trying to figure out, okay, was that 6 weeks in North Carolina supposed to be a trial separation? Because that's what I've heard. Um, but if that was the case, I think she expected when she left for North Carolina that Chris would be texting her nonstop and going crazy. I love you. And because I'm sure he was like that. Like I said before, he was inexperienced. Up until that point, Shanann was the only person he's ever really been in a relationship with, in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
think it's his one true love, but I think he had like a crush on a different girl, like in high school or college before Shanann.
yeah, maybe, but not a serious relationship. Not a serious
True.
relationship whatsoever. I mean, there of course there are the specific couples who end up coming out of high school relationships and stay together forever, but it's unlikely. So like all the relationships we really had at 17, 18 years old aren't the ones that we're going to say, yeah, that we learned life lessons from it. Um but I think she started to realize her power was slipping, and I think that pregnancy may have been intentional because that was a way to control him and get him to stay. And
Oh
I think
no,
she was starting to freak out.
yeah, no, most definitely. My ex-wife, the reason why I married her, because she told me she was pregnant, but ended up being a ghost
Exactly.
pregnancy,
Yep,
and
because then once you think they're pregnant, then you're a little less unsafe and you're going to end up pregnant anyway.
yeah, yeah. So no, I can see where that would sucker him in and keep him around and all, which is a horrible thing to do, very selfish to do that. But
Absolutely.
it's, yeah, again, I think just over combinations of being mistreated by Shanad and stuff, and he just got tired of it. And, had a taste of a different side of life. Someone that was interested in him and what he was interested in, and made him feel like a brand new man again. But there's still
Absolutely.
no.
And he probably never even experienced that lust before. And a lot of people don't like bringing in NK, but I think NK had a lot to do with it. Even if you don't think she has anything to do with the murders, I'm just talking about Chris's mentality. Like imagine being trapped, imagine going to work every day, paying for the daycare, the absurdly expensive daycare that he was paying for, driving home at the end of the day, switching cars, going to pick those girls up, bringing them home, cooking them dinner, doing the laundry, helping clean, having the girls to bed by 6:30, and putting on the facade for Shanann's life, and then finding out that your money is not even being paid towards the mortgage like it's supposed to while your wife sits pretty. I think he was slowly dying inside. And so when he met NK and he was having this, it was more than an affair for him. It was an escape, in my opinion. So that builds up someone's mentality to the point where could I see him doing this? Yes. Am I sure he did? No. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Did he do this? Did he not do this? Was there accomplices? I don't know.
Um, I, yeah, that's again that's where I get caught up at. Was there other people involved, or did he do it by himself? Do you think he had enough time from the time he left to get out there to survey, to bury Shanann, put the two girls, and respond to all the text messages and phone calls?
Let me answer you like this. Even the official narrative, I don't think there was enough time. But also, all the other narratives and I'm open to hearing any theory, none of them fit perfectly either. So I think there's something we're all missing.
Yeah, no, there's definitely something missing that he hasn't revealed or not. And again, it just makes you wonder, when's he gonna stop having us chasing rainbows out there and telling us the truth? That's kind of why I'm hoping with the 35C that he'll reveal some more information that will answer a lot of questions for people.
I don't think he even knows the truth fully. But as much as I think anyone and everyone deserves a trial, and I would love for him to get a 35C. Like I've said it many times, there's nothing to be scared of. If he's guilty, he's guilty. A trial or anything is only going to prove that. If there's accomplices, that's going to be exposed. If there was a cover up, that's going to be exposed. But there's nothing to be concerned about as far as a trial. But I genuinely do not think they will ever let it get to that place. I don't think there will ever be a 35C. That's not to say that the lawyers aren't going to file and he may have grounds, but I truly believe they are never going to let this heinous crime, quote unquote, heinous crime, come to light and go back into trial.
Yeah, no, it's definitely an uphill battle. But as you can see, with Scott Pearson, he got lucky though by the female jury, or the woman that was in his trial screwed up, or um, I can't think of her name, but he it took him about 15 years, and he was lucky that he's able to have a new trial. So to me, it does give Chris a little bit of hope, but 95% of the time they deny motions or whatever else. So
I mean, even if the official narrative is as close to the truth as we get, I think it's safe to say that there are a lot of holes, and they took the shortcuts with a lot of things, the authorities. There's just a lot of gaps missing, like whether you want to agree with Lana or not, or agree with her, what she does in her personal time. I don't care about any of that. What I care about is what she's bringing to the table. Is it legitimate or not? And she's pointed out some sketchy things, like that I couldn't argue with. Maybe I'm just not intelligent enough to know, oh no, it's supposed to be like that, or here's the reason. But I think the question's been raised on more than a few accounts regarding the discovery and the interview and the interrogation process and the whole second confession. Like, it just never followed protocol, it seemed.
yeah, true. Sorry, I was reading some of the comments here. Again, I apologize. Not good at multitasking.
No,
But
don't apologize.
So, do you think if the police knew NK was involved, do you think they would have more data from like her phone or on her whereabouts that night or that morning when it happened?
I think it's very peculiar how they handled NK. It doesn't matter if she came to them. It doesn't matter. Nothing else matters aside from she was the mistress. And so naturally, you are going to interrogate her. You are going to interview her. She was wearing long ass sleeves in the interview room in record high heat in August. Um, why wasn't her sleeves pulled up and examined? That's not unreasonable. Of course, you're going to ask, because she's the mistress of a man who apparently just committed familicide. So why her phone wasn't dumped, why she was treated like a victim from the start, it boggles my mind. Now, I don't know if it's if just Larry, he has his theory, like, or what his friend has said to him regarding, it's the higher ups, like it's people who wanted this stuff shut down, but she was involved. I don't know. Maybe she wasn't involved at all, other than being a manipulative bitch,
Yeah,
but
I,
she should have been
I,
questioned.
yeah, no, most definitely. I don't necessarily agree with, there was corruption from a higher company or whatever wanted this taken care of. It just doesn't sound reasonable to me. And then on top of what he's saying, why is he not coming out with the type proof? I could say I had my resources too from this person or resource. It just doesn't seem feasible to me. Yeah, there's corruptions within the judicial system. Again, myself, what I explained earlier, I'm experiencing it at the moment. But
Right.
I just don't think with Anadarko and the court system, it's just, it came down to him and not her having an affair with someone higher up.
I mean, I'm not like, I agree. I'm not certain that it had to do with an affair. Like, what I do is I try to just go around and listen to everyone, whether I agree with them or not. And I try to just pick up little pieces, like little pieces here and little pieces there. Now, I don't know if it has anything to do with the big Anadarko oil companies, already being in a lawsuit and wanting to hush it up, or her being in an affair. I don't know. But what I can pick up from that is I think it was handled sketchy, and I think there was a reason they wanted to shut it so fast. Now, I don't know what the reasons are, but I could agree to that point that they wanted this shut. And that's the
Yeah,
reason they didn't continue and interrogate NK. Like, and also, how do you just disappear off the face of the earth? Like, I get if you have some very good friends who aren't going to do an interview, but everyone has a past. And if anyone knew of NK, they would come out and do an interview by now, because it is highly wanted. People would love to hear someone from NK's life come forward and speak. How is it possible that no one heard of anything? Nobody.
yeah, no, she's definitely fallen off the face of the earth. Have you seen the pictures that Larry and Seeking the True with Dave and AD have put out? Of
Yes, I did.
who do you see the video clip?
No, I did not see. He released the video clip.
No, that's what I was asking. I haven't seen the video clip or not.
No,
But
he said he was waiting on like the legality, like to make sure he won't get in trouble for releasing it. So I know I saw the photos.
what's your thoughts on the photos?
I think it's like not close enough to be able to say it's her, and not close enough to be able to say it's not her. Like,
I
I
don't think
think,
it's her.
yeah, I mean, it's a different body frame. It looks like a different body frame, but
Yeah, her butt's
there's
too big.
yeah, I mean, and I tried to reason with it, like, okay, maybe COVID gained weight, like weight gain everyone's going through,
Yeah,
but I don't know. Like, there's nothing definitive enough for me to say one way or the other. Like, it could be, who knows, or it could completely be a completely different person. Who knows? Like, there's no way for me to judge.
yeah. Bumblebee. It's a short video clip that someone sent to Larry. I guess they're waiting through legal reasons if they can play it or not. But the pictures are from that video clip that we see.
And I said, if we at least had that video clip, we could observe her gait and the way she walked, and the way her feet hit the ground, because that's a whole thing. A person's gait, each person's gait is individual and unique to themselves. So you can take footage we have of her in the interrogation or other footage of her walking, and you could pair it up. I don't know how good the video is, but it would be a better tell than just a still image from the side.
Oh yeah. T Pickle, you're right. I think her butt's too big too. It just the way I looked at it and was able to conclude is, first off, her butt's way too big, and the second one, she's busty. She has large breasts, and it just
Yeah.
didn't look. Maybe it's the way she's dressed or not, but it just didn't seem to have the right curves to her, like what we've seen from the other pictures and all. So I think it's just people chasing a cat's tail and not catching it. Just think it's
Yeah.
false.
I mean, the one compelling thing that Larry had said was he knows the information on NK as far as her new name and her address. So the only reason he was compelled to believe this person is because this person does not know NK's new address. And when he said he recorded this person, apparently NK, it happened to be in the same vicinity of her new address. So he said that was more of a reason for him to believe, oh crap, this actually may be legitimate. But he even said, full disclosure, this may not be her, which I think is fair. You want to put out the information, that's fine. Make your own opinions.
But how creepy is that she's being stalked like that? I mean, where you have to go to crazy extents to get your name changed and to be safe or whatever. She's equivalent to Casey Anthony, I believe, on people just want to take her out. So
That's true.
So it just, I don't know. I have a hard time with that. People stalking her. If she's part of what happened, Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell,
What a
how they
case.
found the two babies' bodies is they used the GPS from the phone.
Right. And they were
Within like
able to
3 minutes.
triangulate it perfectly.
Yeah. So to me, that's just proof that she probably wasn't there that night or involved. I mean, a ping, you could be anywhere around that time and, with the towers and all, but the actual GPS on what they used for the phone and all, they would have a pretty good idea if she was there that night or not. But
Well, that's
that's
when
my
you
argument.
question. Well, no, that's a great argument, but that's when you question, okay, now is this a cover up? A cover up meaning they are aware, that like Larry's theory, they're aware that she was there or at least had some part in either before or post murders. Now for what reason they're covering up, I don't necessarily have to agree with Larry as far as the Anadarko or whatever. There might be another reason, but just because she isn't, implicated in the case does not mean that they necessarily don't have evidence that she was.
Yeah, well, again, with the 35C being filed here pretty soon and the full discovery, hopefully the lawyers can get a hold of, actually maybe get some answers towards the end of the year. Maybe some stuff will be leaked out if she was there or not. I mean, just so many things been redacted from that discovery.
I feel like even if this did move forward, I feel like NK won't even be a part of it. Like, I feel like I don't know. Like, if it was gonna blow back on NK, I feel like we would have gotten like word of it, through him, through all of the many people he speaks to, or like never once do you even hear NK's name, come out of his mouth as far as what other people are relaying that are speaking to him.
Yeah, NK, she's a very smooth talker too, and how she was kind of flirting with Coder.
Oh, you noticed that?
They should put once in a while pick up on things. They should have like Tammy Lee in there, another woman, so she couldn't have done that and see what came from it or not. But
Absolutely,
yeah, NK, she's a
100%.
very good, elegant speaker. I will give her that.
I mean, just like you
But
said, I think it depends on who she's speaking to. Because indeed, if you put Tammy or another female detective in that room, I guarantee she would start stuttering. It's not the
yeah,
same when a girl is with a guy and thinks she has the leverage. And trust me, she thought she had the leverage, and she very well may have, because who else is texting detectives at 2 a.m. saying, oh, you know what? I just thought of another thing, like let's make another plan to come. No, you wait till the morning to message. I think she was intentionally trying to message him in the middle of the night to try to get him to respond, and try to because that's how you kick something off. She's just sketchy.
oh yeah, no, most definitely is, and no, it was wrong for what she was doing, having an affair. But to her defense, Chris lied to her and said he, was getting a divorce. and
Mm.
she kind of thought, you know, they were moving towards that, looking for apartments and everything. Do you think this was premeditated with Chris, or just in the passion it happened?
I wish I had an answer for you, Cooter. I wish I did, because like I struggle with it daily. I really do. One day I feel like, okay, I'm leaning more towards
You're
this.
going robot there,
Oh, sorry. Is it better?
Melissa. You're going robot.
Can you hear me?
You went robot on us.
All right, I'll have to hop off. I'll message you in the comments.
Um, can't hear you, Melissa. You went robot. Hey, sorry guys, not sure what happened or not. Let me send the link if she wants to come back or not. But yeah, I fell off the stage. But Melissa, here's the link again. I don't know what happened or not. If someone else would like to come up and give your opinion, you're more than welcome to. Wicked Game, if you like to come up and give your opinion or whatever, you are more than welcome to. He kept the routines up with the kids all the way till the end so he wouldn't draw suspicion. No, that's very true, Pickle. Definitely. What partners in crime? That I jumped off or on? Hey, Melissa, I think we might stream. If I can speak, I think we froze or something happened. But let me drop the link again if somebody would like to come up or not. Again, there's no wrong or right answer. Speak your opinion on what you thought happened or not. If someone would like to come up. But I believe it wasn't premeditated. Just kind of things, stars aligned for him, and he committed the crime. I don't think he had the whole dugout. I could be wrong. No, I agree, Irene. Killing the kids. Yeah, even when he said in the April or the 2019 confession, he could have saved their lives by drawing. Why didn't he protect them in the first place? If if it was his wife or someone else trying, why didn't he step up and be the protector of that family? But I don't know. Again, with NK personally, just the more I start to think about it, I know people suspect her being there based off a pin, but I need something more accurate, like the GPS or something. They were able to do a data dump. Again, they could have it, could have been redacted or not. There could be, a case open working on her at the moment. We just don't know. Maybe there isn't. But obviously, the police knew something we didn't know about her. Maybe they kept things back for her privacy. Premeditated could be in a matter of moments. It's like the kitchen, grab the knife and recording in the back room. Yeah, no, definitely, Rachel. Could be premeditated at the moment or not. If we didn't have so much body cam stuff, would we think differently? That's a good possibility, Daffodil. I mean, there's so much footage on this case, what makes it unique and actually being there from hours after the time was committed. Again, here's the link if someone like to come in or not. Sorry, you were distracted there, Melissa. My voice has that effect on women sometimes. I'm just kidding with you. But again, it's going to be a very hard uphill battle for Chris in the 35C, whether if he'll be awarded or not. Again, I'm going to say 95% the judge is saying no or deny. There's a small chance where it could be awarded or not, but his argument's got to be really good and really strong for that. So, again, it's just, I would love for him to be awarded to win it, and so we can get more information. Again, I think we're getting one step closer to getting that information towards the end of this year or next year when they file it or not. But I'm glad Chris has finally decided to, instead of go with the flow, stick up for himself and protect himself and exercise his right of due process. Again, like I was saying earlier, that's the most important thing to me is the due process. Doesn't matter regardless any crime, but across the board that people are innocent until proven guilty. Oh, you're funny, Shakur. Irene. Let's see. Do you think NK knew he was going to kill his family? Um, ooh, that is a good question. I'm gonna say no. Again, I think it was just kind of in the heat of passion. Like she just pushed him too many times, and he snapped, and things went well, and he was able to get rid of the bodies in the horrendous way that he did. No, I think it was spur of the moment, not pre-planned. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe NK does have a lot of money. It's good possible. And she's certainly good at keeping quiet. I guess she would have to have a pretty small circle for that too, though. So is there any other cases that you guys are interested or not in? I'm thinking a week from tonight, either doing the Rodney Reed, let you guys decide if he's innocent or guilty. Another true crime docuseries just came out I'm kind of interested in is Murder Among Mormons. I'm from Utah originally, about 30 minutes west of Salt Lake. And I was just a little baby in the 80s during that time these crimes were committed. So I was thinking about talking about it and how interesting it would be or not. So if you guys want to check it out or not, we can have a discussion on that or Rodney Reed. Just let me know what you guys think. Of course, we can always talk about Mr. Watson on his island. Yeah, Wicked Game. It can be a little crazy, that's for sure. Shakur, it just barely came out, I think, last weekend or a week and a half. It's on Netflix called Murder Among Mormons, I believe. Kind of basically what it's about is this guy. The Mormon church is really big on its history and having artifacts and stuff. And so this guy was going around saying he was able to get a hold of actual artifacts. And it turned out Yes, Bumblebee, my laptop died, but I'm on my phone at the moment using it. So, um, what's your guys' feelings on due process? Do you think a lot of people have been railroaded, false confessions, or do you think accurate of getting the right person? No sound? Can you guys hear me okay? Uh, Again, I'll try to get better doing more video presentations and video editing. I'm not too familiar with it. So, yeah, no, that's correct, Bumblebee. Again, he didn't receive proper due process. Even as I was saying earlier, I feel like I kind of got railroaded from dealing with the effects of my poor choices. I'm in and out. Uh, all right, let me try something here in a minute. Try to connect to that and get a better signal. Uh, but yeah, I'll try to get more into um, video endings and doing videos. Sorry guys, I'm still trying to enter this password. All right, I just connected to a mobile hotspot. Can you guys hear me better now? What Rachel, the Daybells never should have brought them up. What did I miss here? I don't know. Can you guys hear me pretty good now? Mr. Filmpack, I think originally they planned on charging him with all three, even though his confession said he only killed Shanann. I think they already had their mind set up on charging him with all the murders. Yeah, I was watching a little bit of KK, and she had some old like video clips, and yeah, they were saying that he annihilated his whole family. Yeah, I think Tammy was pretty bad about that. You know, getting things out to the media. The court of public opinion is usually not the best for people. Even right now, I'm sure it's very hard with Derek Chauvin and his trial of what happened to George Floyd, where they're trying to pick a jury at the moment. It's got to be very hard for that to have a basic, good, equal court. Again, there's the link if someone likes to come up or not. Personally, I think Chris, from what I've seen in the videos, he's a decent guy, very caring father. He loved his girls. He would do anything for anybody, and so I don't see him being a covert narcissist or anything like that. I just, it was a bad morning. Uh, Shanann probably said some stuff she was going to say, and he snapped. Yeah, I think KK's coming around again or jumping back on the bandwagon. But yeah, the Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell, that I'm gonna be excited for that trial. It'll be very interesting. And Gannon and Staunch, or Letitia Staunch, that'll be another interesting one coming up. So I know there was another creator say you don't talk about cases while they're pending and true crimes about cases that already been closed. I don't believe in that. I like covering all crime, cases that are pending and cases that are closed, just to understand the psychology behind people and why they do things. And heck, some of the real life stuff's better than made up movies. So, hey, Kim, how are you? But again, um, it'll be interesting to see here towards the end of the year on with Chris and what he files or not, and what type of argument that his lawyers come up with. Thanks, partner in crime. Love you too. Agree, not narcissist. Also agree he snapped, but I can't believe he killed the girls. He didn't have to have it in. I know, Mr. Filmpack. I don't know why he took out the girls. The only thing is he wanted to start a brand new total life, or unless it could have been part of, insurance, getting more money out for the insurance with them being killed or not. It's the only thing I could think of. Kim, you think it'll be ineffective? Um, do you think they'll bring any new evidence, or try to argue that his rights were violated, his constitutional rights? Again, here's the link. If anyone would like to jump up on the panel here, you're more than welcome to. Carol, you think NK? I mean, it's definitely plausible. I know there's good arguments for both sides that she was there and that she wasn't there. For me personally, I think if she was there, they would have found her GPS when they downed the phone or the cell phone dump. So I guess I'm leaning towards that she wasn't there. But it could have been possible too, where she went out to survey or something real quick and help them dispose of the bodies or something. I don't know. It's just hard to say. It's definitely an intriguing case on what happens or not. But I hope, I'll stand by this 110%. But Chris needs to become a man and be honest and tell the truth. I know he's probably scared for whatever reason or thinking somebody's after him. It's hard for people to exactly get to him being behind closed doors. But he needs to be honest and speak the truth. It's time for him to man up and confess on what he did or somebody else did, instead of going in circles. Kim, her phone, the house. So Kim, you think she was actual at the house? Is there data or anything that you know of? that would pinpoint her. Oh, definitely T-Pickle. There's definitely obstacles. Um, Kim, I think you need more data than just a ping, because a tower can be in so many miles in radius and you can call her or not. She could have been going to the grocery store, going to work, versus the GPS and like with the Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell cases where they were able to use the GPS of Alex Cock and get in within like 3 feet or meters of where those kids were buried at. So to me, I need something more like what the FBI used to find Tylee and JJ instead of just a ping. That's just me personally. I'm not trying to argue or attack you or anything like that. I'm just telling you that's my opinion. That if she was there, her GPS was shown. Besides just having a ping, it's just not valid enough for me. What if she blackmailed so he doesn't tell the truth? That's a possibility, Tammy. Uh, I tell you what, though, ladies, if a man really loves you, he definitely do anything to protect you or to be with you if you treat him right. That I do know. And they will fight heaven and hell just to be around you. So, um, if you find a guy that's madly in love with you, and probably with Chris, he's been neglected for so many years, and he actually found true love in his eyes to a certain degree, or how it felt in a way that it's been in a while, and so he, you know, wanted to be with NK. I'd be writing everyone out that was involved. I won't take all the charges if there were other people involved. I don't know, call me whatever, but no when I care anyone thinks of me. That's the interesting thing with snitches, let's call them. They're being faced with like death penalty or lifetime in jail or a pretty long sentence. So yeah, they would definitely cooperate with whatever police force to have a reduction in their sentence to save their own bacon. Men, women do it all the time. I mean, if I was in that situation, if I had a chance to do less time, or have a shorter sentence, yeah, I'd probably say something to protect my own arse too, even though it's against the convict code. But in reality, they do it. People do snitch on each other just to save their own hide. I wouldn't have. I wouldn't want a married man or one of those divorced soon. Yeah, dating sucks. That's for sure. Especially with technology, as you could have seen earlier with Shanann and Chris playing checkers, and how Shanann was too busy being on Facebook Live and tearing him down, saying what a sore loser he is, and instead of flirting with him, being kind, and enjoying being around her husband. It's mind-boggling to me and drives me nuts. But what do I know? I'm just a guy. Okay, what plates, huh? What are you guys talking about here? Again, if anyone would like to come up, you're more than welcome to. My voice is starting to crack a little bit. Sound like I'm going through puberty, so I might wrap things up here shortly, but we'll see. Um, yeah, one thing, like to stick more to the facts of the case and what's going on with the case instead of getting caught up in the drama and unnecessarily bullcrap. Oh, snap. That's crazy, Shakur. That is one crazy woman to do that. Holy moly. But again, what I can say with the Watts case as of what we do now know from Blana, that Watts has got 4 lawyers. November is the timeline when they should file. Then after it's been filed, it'll take about a little over 3 months for a judge to make a decision. I guess it could be quicker than that since it's such a high profile case, but we know for sure at the moment that he's exercising his constitutional rights and people are scared about it. You know, they really don't want him to get out of jail. And personally, I don't think he's going to get out of jail. Maybe a reduction in his sentence if things go well, because he's still admitted to, killing Shanann. But you never know. He could have a whole new trial and be exonerated. Hard to say. Yeah, that's not right, Shakur. They should leave the attorneys alone instead of trying to pass with the website. Just let them try it, Those lawyers, they gotta make a living too. Chris wants to exercise his constitutional right. They're both in agreement. He pays so much money and they file the paperwork and argue on his side. He does have that right. So why can't people just respect it and let the process go and just get on for the ride and see what happens? Hey, yes, daffodils, I'm outside. You can hear crickets. I have a roommate that's very snoopy and busybody. I don't like being around him when I'm doing stuff like this. I want to share that Don Lucas was convicted last week in the murder of Kelsey Schilling and her unborn baby. That's horrible. Aw. Why do men do stupid crap? I don't think I'm too familiar with that case or not, Rachel. Who wouldn't love to see the trial? I mean, it'd be just about as big as O.J. Simpson's. You're probably correct, partners in crime. Yeah, you probably steal all the girls. That's why I have to come outside. Hey, and binders of, let's see. What's your opinion on my above? Let me check it out here. Oops. What did you think of Kim's excuse today in contacting Juan Baez? If Baez wanted the case, he would have taken it. He did or not. I I only heard parts about what KK was saying earlier today. Um, Obviously, he knew a lot about the details or what was going on and would have taken it if he wanted to. Another thing I kind of wonder, because you have to be certified by the bar in each state, and whether if he was certified in Colorado or not to take on that case. It could have been, he could have had full load here in Florida on cases he was working on at the moment. So I think Jose Baez was smart on not taking the case. I just don't think he would have made much of a difference or not. Personally, I don't think he was certified in the bar in Colorado. Colorado's bar is what I'm guessing. Oh, hopefully they do televise it. That would be awesome. Oh, no problem. I don't know if that's a correct or good answer for you in binders, but I don't think Jose would either taken it. A, if he was not certified in Colorado, or B, he had too much caseloads or work going on in Florida. Well, I'm not familiar with that one, Rachel. Yeah, uh, in Binders We Trust, what do you think of KK's life tonight? Do you think it was informative or not very informative? What's your opinions? I listened to parts here and there about it, but that woman can talk, huh? She's definitely got some strong lungs. I couldn't keep up with her. No, that's sure, Shakur. It wasn't taking that long for him to get certified. You know, you just take the test real quick and then bada bing, bada boom. But it would have been nice to hear that conversation and what details that he knew are coming out of the discovery. Or was it, you know, he wanted money to do and they couldn't afford to pay him instead of where, you know, Casey Anthony did pro bono? What could that have been a reason why he decided not to take the case or deal with it? Partners in crime, do you think he would take on the case now as part of his 35C? Do you think he's one of the 4 lawyers working on it? Again, here's the link if you guys would like to come on the panel and chit chat or not. Rachel Del Tono's case. I'm not familiar with the Bumblebee. Can you tell us a little bit what it's about or have a link or something? Griago's client's on death row, so I agree with partners. Yeah, no, he's certainly a good lawyer, no doubt about that. Melissa, the company I work for, it's owned by an uh, Italian family. They sell beauty supplies to salons like shampoos, conditioners. My boss, every time I help him make a delivery, he tells me to get in the trunk. Oh, that's Lana's next case? Wow, she's already working on other families and stuff. That's awesome. One thing, Italians are definitely proud of their heritage, that's for sure. My boss is always talking about the old country and what part it comes from and how proud he is to be Italian, which is a great thing. I think it's good for us to be proud of where we come from. This guy, he sure does eat a lot of bread, though. I don't know if that's just the Italian thing or not, but this guy's constantly eating different types of bread. And yeah, of course, he has like oil and vinegar or butter, whatever he can add on to it. I'm glad Chris finally decided to step up to the plate, be a man, and exercise his right on this 35C. What I think he needs to do next is be honest with these lawyers and give a full description of what happened, and so we can have the truth. Again, just my opinion, 95% it'll get denied, but at least, you know, we'll probably have some more information out there. I would love for him to get a new trial, for everything to come out within that trial, if NK was involved or not. You know, we have a right to know as a society. Let's see, Kim does go over things she told us from her first video. She hasn't really brought anything new, but I always watch to see if something new. She's very likable. We don't agree a lot, but that's cool. Yeah, I learned just don't swear on her channel. She definitely does not like swearing. But I mean, this is an important case for the judicial process, and you know, due process. What again, I kind of like referring back to is for every American that has to go through the judicial system is, you know, due process and fair and right. Again, here's the link if someone would like to come up, you're more than welcome to or not. But again, I'm kind of learning as I go with this. I'm sure it's other YouTube content creators. I'm gonna try to start making some videos. Personally, I like interacting with you guys, like on the panel and where we can talk about the case. But I'll learn, like I did a little bit, sharing videos where we can watch and different things like that. Hey, Cosmic, how are you? But this is an important case, and you know, we certainly have a right as a society to know where it's public information on exactly what happened that night. Yes, partner in crime, you're a brat. But partners in crime, why haven't you streamed lately, or haven't seen you go live? What's up with that, huh? Cosmic Messenger, what are you confused about particularly? About the case Watt, or the Chris Watts case, or life in general? Yeah. So again, next week I might either we can talk about the Rodney Reed case, whether if he's guilty or not, or we can talk about that new uh docu-series on Netflix, Murder Among Mormons. Oh Lord. All right, fair enough, partners in crime. But yeah, again, I think it's important for the truth to be out there. For all of us to have a little say, regardless if Chris was traumatized or not. Like I was trying to say, you should be able to remember a little bit of what happened that night. I mean, I had people tell me, you know, I almost died from drowning, and yet I'm afraid of water. I don't remember the details of going into the water and trying to get breath and everything, but I remember what my dad told me. Now he saved my life. Oh, I agree with you, Irene. I believe he's guilty also, but it'd just be fun to see what other people think or not. Kind of like also with the Dolly Routier case, is she guilty or not? I will say this, I like her more now because she jumped down Jay Lana shows me she has more morals than the rest of them by far, which I don't think she did at the beginning. I will next couple of days, now that Cooter has rejuvenated my soul with his presence. Ah, shucks. Slaying Poon. I got a feeling we'll never know the truth. And I'm not even sure what CW knows. He probably doesn't even know. Partners in crime? No Punani here. No. I don't want child support payments, so I'm being good. Binders, I think Darley's guilty. The reason why I say that is supposedly there's a night light with where the person should have fled and gone out, and it stays on from like 12 to 17 minutes. Well, the cop showed up maybe like 5 minutes after she made the phone call or not. If there was an intruder, that light should still have been up when the police got there. Yeah, true, Shakir, but you know that little seepage you don't know. That would be a great YouTube, Melissa. Can we discuss one day the faith? Yeah, we can, Irene, if you want to. Yeah, we can definitely discuss that one. Oh, you guys are getting a little feisty in here now. But yeah, as far as Darlie Routier, I believe she's guilty and Ronnie Reed is guilty. But it's still fun to hear both sides and see what you guys think. Yeah, it's the motion light stays on like 12 to 17 minutes or something, and plus you had the door that was locked. I know the window supposedly the intruder went up. There was concrete on the bottom, and it's very easy not to disturb the dust. But for me, what's a dead giveaway is the there was the light, and they have not found like any male DNA through that whole mess over at the Routier house. The 85J, all female DNA. There's no male DNA on it. It's from what I understand, talking to other people. So, what on earth are you guys talking about here? Thank you, Bumblebee. Appreciate it. But, uh, I can't help it. Sometimes that's just how things go, partners in crime. No, it's all good. Once I understand, no worries. So, would you guys rather talk about the Rodney Reed case next week, slash a little bit of Watts, or would you like to do Murder Among Mormons a week from tonight? Where you guys again, Murder Among Mormons? It's on Netflix. It's a new docu-series. Should be easy, something to watch within a day or over 3 nights, and we can discuss and see what you guys think. Shakira, you do have a point. Maybe she does need to be timed out. But again, I listen to everyone. I try to remain neutral to come to a conclusion on Mr. Watson, what exactly happened that night. Maybe we can talk about both cases a week from tonight or not. But yeah, if you guys are interested, Murder Among Mormons, if you want to watch it, again, it's kind of interesting. I think you guys might like it if you like true crime. The crime happened in the 80s in Salt Lake City, Utah. What partners in crime? Yeah, definitely nice. You ever seen Kurt's eyes? Yeah, they're bulging out right now. But yeah, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up tonight. As you can tell, my voice is getting strained a little bit and not talking clearly. But again, I appreciate everyone coming here and thank you for the support and all you guys that have subscribed and keep coming back. Thank you so much. Again, you know, just like you guys, this is a hobby. It's something I'm interested in, true crime, and I think it's a good way with the pandemic where people can get together and talk about something they have a common interest in. So, again, I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Again, next week, heck, we can probably talk about all three cases, the Rodney Reed, the Mormon Monk murders, and Watts. So it'd be a combination of things or not. No, you got the Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell. They're Mormons. That case is going on. Jodi Arias, she got baptized Mormon in early 2000. She was a Mormon when she committed the murder against Shawn Mendes or not. There's another one. There's a guy that killed like a Brinks dude to steal some money or something and went as a cold case. They can't find the guy. And he was a Mormon too. So there's a few Mormon cases out there, but I think Jodi Arias and Lori Vallow case right now that's pending are the two big Mormon cases. All right. Again, thanks everyone. Sorry, kind of short. My voice is just getting strained and need to take a breather and all. But again, I thank you for the support, all those that have subscribed or not. Yeah, Rachel, the Daybells are a secret combination. I definitely would like to talk about those guys for sure and what's going on. That trial's going to be interesting. But also, again, the jury selection is going on for Derek Chauvin with George Floyd. So if any of you guys been following that or not, I think they're almost done selecting a jury. So, all right, guys, have a wonderful night. Thanks again for the support.